1, 2, 3, go. My people, how on a day? How on a day today? Ututu Oma, Zona Prince, Onwa David. My people, to today, I wish you all to know that the Constitution of Biafra, the document is now ready. Respect to our sister, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. The documents for the Constitution of Biafra and the declaration that we did in Lati, Finland from the 29th of November to the 3rd of December 2024 is already out now as well as we speak. So I want you to understand that right now the document is here. And when we go to America on the 30th of May for Biafra's Heroes Day, we will have the opportunity to buy those documents. So at this point, I want us to please listen to the words of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze when it comes to these documentations, these two vital informations. If you're ready, watch this. Let's go. Watch this. Very important.
It is for your own good to leave immediately. Immediately leave. Resign. Resign and leave. For your own interest, because you're currently occupying a foreign territory. There's no going back on this declaration we've done.
No.
No going back. You must leave. And the longer you wait, the riskier it becomes for you as an individual. So thank you all so much, Biafrans. On that note, I wanted to let Biafrans know we have the published Constitution of the United States of Biafra and our declaration with the original signatures that we declared in Finland. The publishers just delivered them, and we are going to start distributing them to Biafrans all over the world. We have the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, and we have the Declaration. This is the second edition. The first edition we shared in Finland when we went for our declaration. Now we have the second edition with a lot of security features and modifications. And we have all these copies. It's going to be available in Washington, D.C., for those of you that want to purchase the original copies of the United States of Biafra Constitution and Declaration page with all the signatures.
Wow.
All the signatures of all the people that were in Finland that signed for the Declaration of the United States of Biafra, the 40 states, all the signatures are captured here, the original document. So for those that are telling you that somebody signed, somebody did not sign, or they saw it, they did not see that, the original document, we have the copies made.
We have the copies made. All the signatures. Those that signed the documents. It has now been captured in these two live documents. One is the Constitution of Biafra, and second one is the document containing the Declaration of Biafra. So people like those idiots, those, the miscreants who said, oh, Dr. Ngozi did not sign. That one that lied, Chika Ike. Chika said she has the document. She has the document. Today, you are now seeing it live. As it they do, it they show. Today, you are seeing it live. We have the documentation. And when we get down to America, we can buy these things live. Biafrans, I de beguna, follow who no road. Follow the educated ones, those who go school. There is a reason why it is difficult to study, pass exam. Not only that, even school fees is a barrier. To school, it's not easy. First, you have to have the brain. Secondly, you must be able to discipline your flesh because you must be able to study. Thirdly, you must have the money, the funding, the grade to be accepted in a school. Fourthly, you must have the money, the finance, the wherewithal to pay your school fees. Fifth, if you are studying abroad, it's more expensive. So please, respect those when study. It's not easy. That's why we are saying that make we thank God now that the Biafra movement is now in the hands of those that went to school, the enlightened ones, the educated ones. We must be thankful to God. I know sometimes people feel bad. Say, how come I did everything? Now that we have Biafra, the technocrats, they are coming to take over. It's understandable. Even in the war front, the soldiers, they go to war in the bushes. They die, they see different things. But when they finish the war, when they are victorious, they are not the one to come to run the government. No, it is the politicians and the technocrats that run the government. The job of the soldier is to fight to defend the land, the territory, and the borders, the integrity of a country. They call us the media warrior for a reason. We are the media warriors. Once we've done our job, once we've given Nigeria the water, that doesn't mean we will now be the ones to now come and, take over those things. That's not how it's done. Once we're giving them the water, then we don't get the Biafra. Now for them now, the technocrats, those who are smart, those with the wherewithal, with the volume down as well, those with the wherewithal, they will now be the ones. They'll be the ones to come and run the government. So somebody like Adadiolamma, I don't hate her, but at this level, she cannot operate because she doesn't have the fundamentals. She doesn't have the educational background. She is not fluent in the language that we use to communicate with the world. She doesn't have the capability, the capacity to lead. Nkere, I don't hate him. But unfortunately, what has he been doing all this while? Mr. Fallback, what have you been doing? Today we know that Sonny Akbarawa is your brain. He's the brainchild of Briggy. Today we know that. Because yesterday, I exposed how Sonny was talking from the two sides of his mouth without any consultation from Nkere. He was saying things above his weight class. So that tells me Sonny is the brain. He is the brain of the so-called Briggy and Fallback. Today, Nkere, we don't hate you, but at this level, you cannot perform. Not be magic. You are into spare parts, that's fine. You buy used cars, you break it down and you sell it. That's fine. At that level, you are the king of spare parts dealing. You are into football. We saw you playing for football. You have a football club known as Biafra FC. That's fine. That's your level. You love sports. That's your level. But when it comes to this, running the day-to-day activities of government, speaking to the international world, letting them know that Biafra is now a redeclared nation. Okay, this one pass you. Now we have a documented constitution. Think about that. Okay. Now bigger boy level be this. You need those when don't go school. You need those when you get the skills. You need those when you have the ability to do such things. We don't hate you. But someone like me, I cannot be under your leadership. No. Because you don't have what it takes to do what Dr. Ngozi is doing right now. It didn't pass you. I have some words for the Finnish president. I will say it after we hear some more information from Dr. Ngozi Orabueze concerning these documents. Let's continue. Listen.
The document is $50. The Constitution is $100. It will be available for purchase in Washington, D.C. For those of you that are going to purchase these 2 documents, which I encourage you to buy 2 of them at the same time. It's going to be mailed to your homes. It's going to be $150, $100 for the Constitution, $50 for the Declaration document. If you're in America, you're going to add extra $35. If you're in Europe, you're going to add extra $50. And if you're in Homeland, you're going to add extra, I think, $65 for it to be mailed to your homes.
Listen to the integrity there. Integrity, clarity, honesty, accountability. It is broken down for you to see how much it takes if you're in the USA, if you're in Europe, in the Western world, and if you're in the motherland in Africa. Transparency. She also mentioned how to go about ordering it online. You can pay online, all those things. Everything's in the video. But today, I want to speak to Finland. To the president of Finland, Alex Nestorb. Mr. Alex Nestorb, I want you to know that you're wasting your time. You cannot stop us, the Biafrans. Lord have mercy. We have gone beyond this stage of thinking you can play your shenanigans from Finland, a very small country, trying to stop us, the Biafrans. You are wasting your time. We know the games you guys play. If you think because Nigeria promised you oil and gas, you now want to destroy the hard work, the efforts of the 50 million Biafrans that voted. I repeat, 50 million Biafrans, we voted to get to this stage that we are, to redeclare Biafra. If you assume your small Finland, just a population of 5.6 million, Finland has a population of 5.6 million. If you think your small Finland can stop us, then you're wasting your time. You can't. I know your type, you are envious that how come Simon Ekpa, this guy who was your so-called friend, you pretended to be his friend, you were friends in your political party. We also saw the pictures of you and Simon Ekpa. But the envy came, you were envious that now you are the so-called president of Finland. You preside over 5.6 million people. But suddenly, this guy that you think was a nobody, Simon Ekpa, you assumed he was just a filler in your political party. But today, he is the one who is the prime minister of 80 million Biafrans. Suddenly, the envy came in, and now you have allowed Finland to use you. You want to use Finland to destroy the works of the Biafrans because you are envious. Just like in the Bible, when David and Saul were looking at themselves, Saul was the king. David was more like a warrior. And people were singing that Saul killed 500. David killed 2,000. Saul became envious immediately about David and he wanted to kill him. We understand you are the president of Finland and you preside over 5.6 million people. And suddenly, out of the whole blues, out of thin air, this guy you thought was a nobody, he was just confirming, being around for the sake to being the number to say, oh, there are some minorities in your party. This so-called small boy called Simon Ekpa is now the prime minister of 80 million Biafrans. Hence, you've rushed to go and do business with Nigeria to call Simon Ekpa a terrorist. Alexander, stop, you're wasting your time. Because from this documentation we have now, it is clear we ain't looking back. We have gone beyond the stage. We have crossed the Rubicon. And I put this to you. If you think Simon Ekpa is guilty, then I invite you to see me and charge me with the same charges you are charging Simon Ekpa. I will come down to Finland. I will come to your face and watch you charge me the same way you are charging Simon Ekpa. You can't. Because the countries I represent are bigger than Finland. Finland is a nobody in the League of Nations. You are just a very small country. A population of 5.6 million. So if you think Simon Ekpa is guilty, if you call him a terrorist, then we are. 80 million of us are all terrorists. Alexander Stubb, we are warning you to please wash your hands off the case of Simon Ekpa. I know your type. It's all about envy. You're always envious. The one you don't assume to do well. The one that you look with empathy, say, oh, okay, the black guys, Israel, they are minorities. Let's accommodate them into our political parties. Let us accommodate them just to have the numbers and say, oh, yes, in our party, we do have some minorities. We believe in equality. We have minorities. But suddenly, the so-called minority guy is now the prime minister, presiding over 80 million Biafrans. And suddenly there is envy, there is jealousy, and you chose to betray him. You chose to work with Nigeria to destroy that young black man in Finland. Fellow Biafrans, a very quick story. I won't give you all the details because that might also expose me to an extent. I had a same problem in my previous place of work. There was this guy his wife is a senior boss. And whenever there's a new position, the wife will help this boy or this man to write the exams to be called for the interview. So he was getting promotions because the wife was helping him to write those exams. And when it comes to the interview, those who will interview this man are under the wife. So he'll be laughing. He'll be telling us the names of those to interview him before the interview date. He'll be on the phone with those to interview him before the interview date. That was the privilege this guy had, a white privilege. So suddenly he became a manager, my manager. And then he was so happy. We're happy for him as well. He now bought a Mercedes-Benz to celebrate being a manager. Unfortunately for me, or for him, I then had a free car park in the company's office. I had a free car park because somebody left, so I applied for the car park and I got it. I also drive a brand new Mercedes. We now, the Biafrans, mine was the latest class, expensive, very expensive one. So when he came now, being the manager now, to wash his new job, he bought a fairly used Mercedes and he parked it at the car park. That same week, I now got my own car park. I then brought my own car to park at the car park. It became a problem. He became jealous that how can this black boy, I am his manager, how can he have a better car more than me? I know how much I spend for my own car. So how can this black boy have the latest one? And it is clear he paid cash because he's, envy came. There was war, turbulence. He tried to make me lose my job. He did everything. He assumed I'm into drugs or fraud. The normal assumption they get. At the end, as God will have it, they put a camera on my desk. I knew what they were doing. For 3 months, he didn't speak to me. Why? Simply because for the first time they see the car I drive, and my car was the latest car because I had a free car park. And before you know it, my God set a trap for the idiot. The case he used to blackmail me, at the end, that case was not mine. So I went, to court for blackmail and the rest of them, bullying, harassment, racism, you name it. And at the end, even with his wife's influence, he was found guilty. And as God will have it, I also now got a bigger job. You know, the Biafrans were too much now. I got a bigger job after 6 months. And I left like a king. A bigger job, bigger than his own grade. So what Simon Ekpa is going through, I understand. It's the same psychology. They act like they're your friend, they shake your hands, they are happy with you when they assume they are bigger than you. And suddenly, Alexander Stubb became the president of Finland. But right before his nose, Ngozi Ekpa Simon Njoku was made the prime minister of Biafra. Envy came in, jealousy stepped in, and gave birth to hatred. That final stage of hatred is why Alexander Stubb is doing what he's doing. Lord have mercy. It's the same game. I know them. So I am telling the president of Finland, we know the games you're playing. You are envious of Simon Ekpa. Let him go. He has no case to answer. Fellow Biafrans, I will leave it here. For those that have ears, let them hear. We know the game they play. If you say Simon Ekpa is guilty, then the 80 million Biafrans are guilty. If you say Simon Ekpa is guilty, then we, me, everyone that voted for Biafra, we are guilty. So let Finland go and build a 50 million prison cells that will contain and house the 50 million Biafrans that voted for Biafra. You are envious of that man. It's all about envy. You are envious of him. That's why you are doing what you are doing to Simon Ekpa. You want to help Nigeria. You want to use Simon Ekpa as a leverage to get oil and gas for Finland. A very small country, a tiny country. I will leave it here. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. Thank you, fellow Biafrans and listeners all across the world. From me, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. As I leave, think about that young boy you see in the advert of UNICEF, of Red Cross, where they say, oh, this guy is in Somalia, he needs $2 to drink some water, to get clean water. But when that boy gets the $2 and becomes great, finds himself in the Western world, those that gave him the $2, those that donated $2 for that boy to have drinking water, as they claim in Africa, they will be the same people that will become racist towards that boy for doing well in the Western world. I rest my case. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Chanya